So in the north of the map, we got the classic Italy enjoyer, aka Revnak, aka Breeze, aka Age of Killer. Playing pretty much one of... It's debatable whether... Because there's been some bad patches, right? Where there's been patches where you've always had like that superior civ, right? And sometimes in the past it's been Sweden, in the past it's been Mexico, in the past it was Hauser and the Africa civs. At the moment it's obviously Italy. Do we think Italy is currently the strongest kind of lame civ that has been prevalent in any patch? That's what I want to know. Have they been stronger than the other S++ tier iterations? Interesting to know that. Probably not, but definitely up there. Okay, so we're not going to pay too much attention to what Italy's going to do. We know what they're going to do. He's going to do the build order, the classic build order. He's getting his market, getting the market text. He's going to go for a house, and then he's going to start up his Lombard production. In the past, you would see Italy players go for TPs. Or at least one TP to get that extra XP production, and they would then go on to Lombards. However, what we're seeing at the moment is, especially in like the top 50, you're getting everyone they don't even need the TP anymore. With the new resource cards that came out, you can just constantly stick those resources into a full amount of Lombards. I think it's 5 Lombards. And the XP production you get from the Lombards is just going to far outweigh, it's far superior than getting a TP. So yeah, that's basically, and then you mix that in with making like 4 or 5 architects in age 2, and then you can just produce anything you want essentially from there. You can make another church, you can make infinite amount of bloody outposts, you can make, you know, more free TCs, you know, almost instantly when you age up to age 3. Like there's just so many things you can do, and yeah, so this current build order is absolutely insane. And it's dominating the meta at the moment, and this guy Revnak literally only plays this at the moment. So yeah, we are the champions, playing as Old Faithful, good old Sweden. I've always said this as well. I've always wondered that, like, surely Sweden are good versus Italy. Italy are currently an FI civilization, a fast industrial civilization, and it's always been risky to do fast industrial versus Sweden. Sweden are a civ, I've always said, Sweden are a civilization that you have to play against Sweden. Like, you have to have a build order which has a good timing versus Sweden, and generally strategies which either involve a massive timing or early pressure so you can contain torque production. Because if you sit back, you go industrial, and you just let torps go, brrr, you're gonna have a hard time, because max torque production, you know, by 10 minutes, you're gonna have like 100 Carolines in your face with an unstoppable eco. So it'd be interesting to see how this one goes. Gonna keep a close eye on what he does. That looks like this. I was just about to say this is definitely an anti-Italy deck. And before I even read it, it says Italy on here. So very much heavily focused on fortress and industrial cards. So you're missing, you know, essential age 2 cards if you get pressured. But Italy just don't do age 2 at the moment. You know, Italy are not great at early pressure unless they tech heavily into it. So yeah, it's very unlikely that you'd ever see some early pressure from Italy. And yeah, so Sweden gonna go for, okay, so we're not actually seeing the full torque card, so that's interesting. So I do like that card because it's just very flexible. Torps, you know, it doesn't cost any villagers to build the torps, and then the next crate card that you send it costs zero villager seconds as well, gathering the wood, because then you can just get the torps to gather the wood. But this is probably, this looks like perhaps the most greedy build you could possibly do. So yeah, he's very much, this guy knows what he's doing. Definitely looks like a top player from his build order sense. Going down for a market here as well. I like the fact that he's using a market out in the middle of the map, because Like, he's not going to see any early aggression from Italy. So, if anything, it's just beneficial to have a market there because it's just even more line of sight. Like, if we take the line of sight off, it's just going to give him an extra bit of line of sight. And, yeah, it really doesn't matter. So, yeah, that's kind of cool. I imagine we'll see hunting dogs and then still traps. And then probably placer mines. Probably not, maybe placer mines, but definitely the wood upgrade as well. There's hunting dogs. Take a quick look at Italy here. Okay, so we actually do have 5 early hussars. Is this part of a main build? That's odd. Going for hussars, especially against a civilization like Carolines. But perhaps Revnak has seen the deck of the Swedish player, and he thinks, wow, this guy's literally going full greed, going full industrial. So he's going to send some hussars out to try and disrupt that eco. He doesn't actually have any military unit production on the map at all, so he's got nothing to counter these hussars. So that's actually a good decision by Revnak. He's going to pick up a villager here. It's actually a good decision by Revnak to do that. However, the 5 hussars, are they going to be enough? Are they going to be able to do enough damage? That's the question. If he was to make about 10 hussars, I'd probably agree, and he is actually making more hussars. However, Torps go bruh. And is there going to be enough damage from the hussars? Are they going to be able to do enough damage? Because they don't have great siege. So just going for general text. First card would have been this. Yes, he went for a Fuzi. And then he went for the Lombard card. Perhaps we'll see this card next. Maybe we'll see that card next. I think we will. But he is quite slow in making it. He could have done it a little while ago, so that is definitely going to slow him down. Building more architects. Like, this is how lame the build is at the moment, guys. Like, the problem is, like, just the pure amount and mass of architects you can make. There's no repercussions to making more architects. Like, there's just no downside to making more architects. And you can make a lot of them, and it's just gonna be free outpost building, which is starting already. So, yeah, a nice little Age 1 army of the Explorer, a Cougar. You had a Nootka there and Buck the Tame Wolf, just to kind of like frustrate these hussars, just so you get, you know, that extra little bit of HP dwindles from them. So that's nice. We do see the finances card coming in, so that's going to deposit 100 food. If we take a quick look at Lombards, look, and this is just from food. This is just from 1 resources. Each Lombard is getting 0.5 XP production. That's kind of insane. And food is the most efficient resource to put in the Lombards as well, because you get coin and wood out of it, which obviously takes longer to produce compared to food. So food is by far the most efficient resource to put in a Lombard. Revnak is going to be aging. He is trying to gather some map control here with Outpost. We'll take a look at We Are the Champions. Wow! So, interesting. Very interesting. So, he's aged up, and the first card he's going for is Contract Giant Grenadiers. I really like this unit because they're basically musketeers with a grenade launcher attack. Look at that. They absolutely they have an insane hand attack versus cavalry. So like normal grenadiers, they're weak to cav. No, not these bad boys. Not these bad boys. These boys know how to fix a bayonet to their gun, and they will make very quick work of these outposts. We do have some hussars now from the Swedish player as well. Score's pretty tight. I like how their hand attack is actually better than their ranged attack. That's brilliant. 50 siege attack as well. Absolutely insane. So each shot by these giant grenadiers is going to be doing 400 siege attack. That's insane. Absolutely insane. So those 2 outposts just going down almost instantly. It does give the Revnak the ability to see what he's making. So he knows, he's well aware of what the Swedish player has got. The Swedish player doesn't have max torps. Doesn't have max torps. He is actually making giant grenadiers though, so that's really interesting. So this is an interesting build order. This is a build order which has definitely been this guy has been in skirmish mode, and he's been practicing this build order. So he's definitely going. He is making hussars though on top of this as well, which is really nice. These pikes are going to be rather annoying. So 1k gold coming in. So that's one thing. So interesting. So I didn't actually know that once the grenadier card was sent, you could actually make them from your barracks. How did I not know this? How did I not know this? Delivers 8 grenadiers. Enables giant grenadier hiring at military buildings. Wow, so it's not just taverns. It's barracks as well. Hiya, my brain hurts. How did I not know this? I'm supposed to be the all-front of knowledge when it comes to Sweden. I'm embarrassed with myself. So giant grenadiers going to be really good. Although these are the really heavy cavalry. So he does manage to take down 1 Papal Lancer. But yeah, that's 5 giant grenadiers just wasted. Not wasted, but gone down there for. That's a very good trade for Revnak. So these hussars, looks like these hussars are just going to be paired really, really well. Just going to synergize really well with these giant grenadiers. They're just going to be able to disrupt the eco whilst in the background the giant grenadiers completely destroy the eco. More giant grens being made. Unfortunate that all these talks have gone down, and that's got to be quite frustrating. So that's actually a nice catch for Revnak. I imagine the Swedish player, he didn't really make a response there. Could have made hacker pellets instead of hussars. Hacker pellets is definitely an option here instead of hussars, especially when there's pikes. Whoa, is he going to catch him? He is. Just about. Nice snare from the Explorer there as well. Okay, so great catch. So only be able to get away with 1 Stradier. That's not going to be too much of a problem. So if we actually look at Revnak's base right now, he only has 1 Lombard left. He has more outposts than Lombards. He has a barracks. Wow, these villages are very vulnerable, but wow, that's a huge mass of hussars. Okay, so those pikes do go down now. That was nice. Good catch. Gang sword just about coming. That Stradier's not going to be able to do much. Okay, so this could be a bit of a problem now. So these Papal guards now coming in. People are very much complaining about this. When it's put together with this card here, the Advanced Politicians, it gives you an insane amount of Papal guards, and it essentially upgrades your pikemen, normal pikemen as well. So yeah, it's really, really strong. The Papal guard age up. They're not actually crazy good for siege. I mean, 25's okay. Commander. But it's not even as much as this Stradier. So, but he is deciding to use them to take down these talks. But that's putting him in a very risky position. There are giant grens on the map. That is very risky. 4k score now lead for Sweden. Wow. But this is the problem, right? I look away for 30 seconds and there's already almost 4 torps already back up. Like, there's 4 torps already back. You know, and he's paired that with the 3,000 coin deposit. Like, 4 Lombards are back up, giving him an insane eco with insane eco again, insane XP production. It's insane. These 4 architects, man, they need a pay rise. Jesus Christ. These architects are definitely going to start a union after this. They deserve more pay. They deserve to cost a damn lot more than they currently do. God Lord. Good Lord. A lot of damage has been done. Is now going for heavy fortifications. So really, just really going to turtle up now. He does have two TCs. Wow. So Max Lombard's just out now. Going for another TC as well. 4 Lombards is just going to, 4 Architects are going to build. Look how quickly they build this. Look how insane that is. Look how insane that is. That is just way too good. That's quicker than an Explorer. That's quicker than an Explorer for 500 words. Oh, that's insane. I can't actually believe that. The whole Lombards are all up again. Oh, so good. Yeah, so the look at the walling now, Jesus. So if I was a Swedish player, this is just such a headache. And the biggest problem with Italy is the fact that they can turtle and they don't need the map because they have architects that can produce everything for them. And then Lombards on top of that just give them a steady trickle of every resource and XP. Yeah, it's just the perfect fast. It's just the perfect industrial civ, the perfect turtle civ. Yeah, so this is incredible. So actually, I mean, heavy fortifications is in. He's on 39 villagers, and that's why the score is. Anyone who doesn't know, heavy fortifications does a lot of upgrades, and that gives you, in turn, an insane score lead. It's about 10k score that heavy fortifications equivalent gives you. We'll take a quick look at We Are the Champions. So We Are the Champions is definitely ahead. He is max torp, and he is definitely ahead, even though it looks like he's 3k score down. Italy also on top of that, Italy tend to overscore as well, purely because of free buildings and stuff. So Revnak, see this is one thing I don't get as well, right? So this is a really nice push, but one thing I don't get is why. I understand why you build pillarless walls at the beginning of the game, but then building pillarless walls at the end of the game, I'll never understand, because there's always walls. Like it's like you can afford the wood production when you're in the end game, but what you're risking doing by doing pillarless walls is allowing Hussar raids, even though you put walls up. So I would never tell people to do advanced pillarless walls at the mid to late game, because it just doesn't make any sense. It is slowing him down, don't get me wrong, but it's Hussars can slip in here. Like, look at these walls here, look at these gaps. Hussars can get in here. So yeah. And then just look at this hellhole. I mean, it's something I'd be extremely proud of, being a turtle player myself. Yeah, I mean. And that's Sweden. Like, what do you do here? Like, you need so much here. I mean, Hussars you need for the raids, Caroleans obviously for the mainstay of your army, to protect your artillery. You need lots of culverins, because no doubt that's what Redneck's going to make here to stop any artillery production. You need mortars to take down all of these. You just need a bit of everything, and it's really very difficult to micro in this scenario. So the Sweden player has to have really meticulous micro here. He does a good job taking down those culverins. These Falconets haven't been upgraded either, so they're not going to do too much damage. Nice Hussar, jumping those Hussar in there. Really, really nice. It's just these upped towers, like they really honestly take their toll. They have area of effect damage as well, look, and they really just take their toll, especially to Cav. So yeah, like, you don't want to hang around these towers too long. You need to do something about them, but at the same time, you need to make sure you're microing against all of the artillery that's coming in as well. It's so difficult to deal with. Nice TC placements here, just dominating, taking the map completely. Oh, two big Papal bombards coming in now. They are definitely going to... Oh, that's so nasty. They are definitely going to clean up the mess here. They are so tanky, those boys. Oh, look at that massacre. So those Papal bombards pretty much clean everything up. It's not over. No. These architects building walls now. You get so much. They cost. How much do architects cost? Like 180 gold or something? And they're building walls so quickly. Maybe he paid for the walls there. Maybe he paid for the walls there. But essentially, you're still saving villager seconds by using architects to build things. So it's always cost efficient to make to have architects making any type of building. Okay, some more Carolines coming in. All I can hear is like an ASMR of like these gates going up and down. It's just so many walls and gates. Okay, that was a nice bait, but any normal skirmishers probably would have been caught by this hussars, but because these skirmishers have 5 speed, they get away. You see what I mean? Like, you know, just building these pillarless walls has actually cost him here. Like, it's just allowed hussars to seep in there and then stop the production of the full wall. If he just made walls as they are normally, these hussars wouldn't be catching in there. So all these mills, just courtesy of architects. So yeah, the most important thing for Sweden, the Swedish player at the moment, is just to keep you cool. It's very difficult to get frustrated and want to end the game here and get frustrated with all these layers of walls. But it's not as bad as you always think. Like, if you just keep a calm head, keep the artillery advantage. So by what I mean by that is by having the advantage of having more culverins, so you can always protect your other artillery. So having more culverins than your opponent, essentially. If you can do that, then you should be okay at sieging down all these walls. On top of this, though, it's very important that the Swedish player starts to make walls himself and completely dominate the map. Like, if I was a Swedish player right now, I'd be making walls from here to here. I'd be making walls from this cliff all the way to here. I'd be doing it exactly the same on the bottom side of the map. Just completely walling up the map himself, just to really make sure that, you know, he can dominate the map control and making sure that there's no counter raids from the Italy player.
Redo.
One thing that's going to happen soon, though, is the Sweden player has done a really good job here of making the double TC production, because this sort of stage of the game is when the Swedish eco can really burn out, because it's this sort of time of the game where the mines start to dry up. You know, there's one here without any talks on, which is going down. There's one here that's been used up. You know, there's one here almost used up. You know, there's one up here is almost used up. So you really, what he's doing now is he's until the talk runs out, all the talk eco runs out. He's making sure he's just going for the old-fashioned way of getting eco and going 99 bills, which is a really smart play here. So it's easy to forget that as Sweden as well. So yeah, really nice play here. Just completely keeping an eye on what's going on, making sure he's got all of his units near these walls, keeping an eye on. Not letting Redneck push out too much, but this is really infuriating. This is just like the most rage-inducing thing. But like I said, the most important thing for this player here is to keep it cool. If you can keep the mental fortitude, like he has the advantage of the military here, and like I said, he has the artillery advantage, which is the most important thing. As long as he keeps the artillery advantage, the culverin advantage particularly, then he'll be okay constantly sieging all this stuff down. And continuing to apply pressure whilst making sure he's getting a really nice eco behind all of this. Score's closing. If I looked at the score, I would still say that the Swedish player is still in the lead to a degree, because that heavy fortifications, you know, is still giving him a huge increase in score. But look at this, just allowing those hussars to just get on all of that micro. There's barely any goons left. There's not that many skirmishers. And again, I feel like Revnak's making the wrong decision of allowing hussars. Look, this hussar! Look at these hussars! They're just running around the outside of the walls. And this is why in the late stage of the game, you need to make sure you build walls properly. You don't want to do pillarless walls. You only want to do pillarless walls at the beginning of games. Maybe the mid kind of stage of the game as well, because that's still cost efficient. But at the late stage of the game, just build your goddamn walls, people. Make pillars great again. So again, supplying pressure. I mean, this mass is dwindling. The scores are very close now. 85 vills, which I believe is the max amount of villagers that Sweden can get. So he's at that max. He's at that max point of villagers now. He is able to still get berries, an infinite amount of blackberries onto his torps. So the torps will continue to gather food throughout the game. Both factories on gold, that's exactly what they want to be on, because that's the most difficult thing at this stage of the game. All the mines have been used up, so that's definitely the most efficient thing that the factories can be producing. So this is where all of these cards in H4 really come into use now. So free horse artillery coming in now. He's used like 2 heavy cannons, 8 hussars. I'm surprised we haven't seen Svi Lifeguard. I would have prioritized Svi Lifeguard over something like 8 hussars. He's made all of his card choices and unit choices. He's definitely used them to the best of their abilities. So I can't doubt the card order choice. However, Svi Lifeguard is so good. It's so good. It gives Caroleans, it gives them a range resist instead of a melee resist, which is so important, considering the entire time these Caroleans are just getting blasted from everything, from skirmishes, from goons. Having Svi Lifeguard here would be so pivotal, so pivotal. Nice micro here from We Are the Champions, but this one Papal bombard is causing so many problems. And the irony of the one time when there's actually pillars here, those hussars couldn't get through to the Papal bombard. So what did I say? Yeah, Harrison's right. Don't forget the plus 20 HP. I mean, you're right, the plus 20 HP, but you know, and the range resist, which in these circumstances is essentially more HP, because they're going to be able to tank more and last longer. Scores still really close. So we'll take a quick look at Revnak. Starting to get the Arsenal card, which is going to make the Arsenal text cheaper. He's also on 85 vills, but he can Italy can go to 99 vills like most other civs. He only has 1 factory though, so that's one of the downsides. He can only get 1 factory with Italy. So yeah, eco's very close between both of these guys. However, it feels like because Sweden has the tempo lead, that his economy is going to be better, if that makes sense. That's a good point, Hazard. Is this Julian? This could very much be Julian. That would be it. That I would hazard a good bet that it's Julian. So really, it's just a battle for this middle ground here. It's all, oh wow, and that wall goes down. So this is really nice. These howitzers have been really good. Yeah, they're going to take down more towers. These wall segments are going to go down. He does have some artillery in the background. But this one Papal bombard has just been in the game. That's got so much damage that Papal bombard has done. Just is so much mileage out of that one Papal bombard. You have to say that Revnak has microed that Papal bombard very effectively. Got some action going up here. Ooh, that's going to be unfortunate for Redknapp because that is definitely going to be within the line of sight of We Are the Champions. So he's definitely going to be seeing this, which is definitely unfortunate for Redknapp. More walls going up, so Redknapp just fighting for his life here. More heavy horse guns coming in here. Just constant action, really nice play. These Hussars have 512 HP, so they are very tanky. It's just how does he break this down? How does he break this defense down? Is he going to just go slowly? You know, slow and steady wins the race, and just a little bit at a time, just gaining more and more inches into the map, into the base. All these culverins, you got to unpack them. Don't let them go too far forwards. Oh, he wants to get this Papal Lombard. Is he going to get it? Is he going to get it? He actually manages to escape that one Papal Lombard. Insane. How long is that Papal Lombard going to stay in the game for? Holy crap. Oh, that was tense. There is a lot of these Carolians. There's only 11 left. Have we got any reinforcements coming in? Nothing too soon. There's 4 Carolians being wasted here. Looks like we're going to get some raids at the top of the map, which is really nice play. You probably want Hussars coming in here as well. Maybe we're going to see a flood. Oh, more Carolians coming in. This is really nice by the Swedish player. Just going to completely disrupt the eco here. Just almost everyone just on food and gold, with both factories producing gold this entire time. That's really nice play here. These howitzers still in the game. Just, oh, he's going to find out. No, these skirmishers are going to be able to run away, but the Hussars are going to get snared. Just stunning one Hussar. How long does it stun them for? What the hell? Morg Settler's going to go down. He's going to deny these walls, which is a really nice play. Take a quick look over here. There's just more raiding, so really nice. If we take a look at Redknapp, he definitely noticeable damage done to his eco here. Only on 80 villagers. His macro is looking really, really limited. You know, he's using every resource possible. He's not got anyone on gold, so only his production from the factory and Lombards is going to be getting gold production here. So We Are the Champions has really done a really good job of denying any gold production here. And again, that's one of the downsides to turtling. You know, you don't get access to the map, you don't get access to mines, you don't get access to herds. So these howitzers still in the game, but so is that one Papal bombard. My God. Oh, that's hilarious. So we'll see what the Swedish player tends to do here. If I was the Swedish player, I would definitely be prioritizing maybe getting some barracks up here as well, and really just constantly pushing at both sides. Just constantly pushing in here, constantly pushing at this side, and just making it an absolute nightmare for Redknapp to deal with. Oh, these culverins are gonna kiss each other. No, Redknapp's gonna fire first. They're just point blank shooting at each other. Oh, brilliant. Yeah, just another thing that Italy get is just for some reason they get superior culverins. I don't know why. Their culverins are just better. This Papal Lombard, is it gonna go down? Hallelujah! It finally goes down. The amount of mileage that he got out of that one Papal, was it 2 Papal bombards that got shipped, but one of them just did not want to die. Definitely sold his soul to the devil to stay alive all of that time. These howitzers still in the game, just inching forward every single time. This is really nice, meticulous play by We Are the Champions here. That's a really nice wall, actually. I only just noticed that. You actually have a wall here by We Are the Champions, and that's going to provide him some line of sight, which is a really cool little function there. Scores are still so tight. How are the scores this tight? I don't understand. How are they this close? Definitely want to prioritise taking down these Lombards. Yeah, really nice Hussar raid here. Still on 85 bills, just yet his eco isn't being touched whatsoever, and he hasn't needed to make walls for himself. He hasn't needed to protect his eco because the best defense is the best offense, right? And that's kind of the strategy that We Are the Champions is going for here. He's not giving Revnak any time to spend any resources on raiding, because he's just constantly pushing, constantly adding pressure. So this is really, just perfect play by the Swedish player here. Doesn't want to spend too much time lurking around here. We do now see some walls going up. Some more villagers going to be going down. Got some horse cannons over here. So yeah, so attacking on both fronts, really applying pressure, which is really nice. Are we going to see the howitzers? They're going to attack. They're going to attack the units, which is quite a very new update, that these howitzers are able to actually attack normal military units. They do very little damage though, but it's a nice little additional update. More villagers going down. What's Revnak on? He's on 69. Nice. So yeah, doing some real good damage here. Wow, we've got a Renegado in production here. I'm not sure where that's come from. That looks like that's probably a mistake, but yeah, we're interested to see if we're going to have some Renegado play here. I'm not sure what they're going to really add value to, but looks like a hotkey malfunction. And I really like the Hussar play here, which I haven't really mentioned, because essentially what the Hussars has, for the entire game, what the Hussar play by We Are the Champions has done, has really forced Revnak to ensure he's constantly producing Dragoons. Really you just want to be making sure you can get as many skirmishes out, because that's where the real damage happens. And that's how they're going to counter the Karelians. But, he's constantly having to make Dragoons, so he's constantly having to spend resources on Dragoons as opposed to skirmishers. So that's got to be frustrating for Revnak, so that's really nice by the Champions. And one of the architects going down, his union will not be happy about that. There's some nice, very nice micro. Oh, did you see that? He just dodged two. He dodged two shots from the Royal. Oh. And that's one of the really cool things about heavy horse guns. It's the same with lever cannons, because they're quite quick moving artillery. You can dodge with them, and you can intentionally dodge as well. And this a player of this caliber, no doubt, definitely intended to dodge there. So yeah, really just beautiful micro there from the Swedish player. So it looks like Revnak's kind of whole eco is inched up and up and up, more north as he's been getting added pressure. But look at this. Like, you look away for 1 minute, and like he's Italy are just able to replenish their Lombards, replenish the town centres. Like, it's just insane, man. Just absolutely insane. But still, yeah, the scores are really kind of differentiating now. Really looking really good for We Are the Champions. Take a look at the cards. I'm very surprised that we haven't seen red shirts and Alpini from they're very good effective cards. That's feels like maybe some build order malfunction from Revnak there, deciding not to make them. Feels a bit like a mistake, to be quite honest with you. He's had essentially Bersegules for most of the game, so he would have got a lot of value out of those cards. Again, just the same thing is happening with this side of the map now. He's deciding, he's kind of made his peace with this side of the map, and maybe he feels like he's done enough damage, and really this is where the opening is at now. So again, he's following the same process, just inching forward with the artillery advantage. If he can keep the culverin advantage, he keeps these heavy horse guns alive, which are going to be the mainstay of his kind of siege damage and his protection against these Bersegules. Revnak understands that, and he's going to try and make more culverins. He does have better culverins as well. One of them still managing to stay alive. Does look like he's going to try and micro these heavy horse guns, and again, because they're so quick, with enough of them, they will take down. They will be able to eventually catch up. There it is. So again, just really nice micro from the Swedish player here. I can't really fault him the entirety of the game. Just played absolutely perfectly, particularly in the late game, which is the hardest part to micro. So yeah, just flawless play in the late game by this player. Completely kept a cool head. It's not over, but it's looking. I mean, if he gives Revnak any time at all to breathe, Revnak's back back in the game. You know, that's the problem, and he understands this, and he just cannot give him like a second's moment to breathe. Otherwise, he'll be back in the game. More Hussars, and at this stage, really, really nice. Just constantly raiding. Now the walls are going down, which is nice. Got a little trapped guard Hussar here. Hello! Unfortunately, he looks lost, and he's been trapped in a maze somewhere. Just more fortified outposts coming up. Just isn't letting these go. Just making buildings just coming out of his ears. But these heavy horse guns really putting in a lot of work. Yeah, just beautiful play. More reinforcements coming in, and just flooding with Hussars. Even though there's goons and towers, which have an added bonus against cavalry. Just flooding in with Hussars is just really effective. Really, really effective. These Carolinians get a little bit kind of not knowing really what they're to do. They've just got a little bit of brain damage for a second there, but now it looks like they found a bearing. They are going to get really kind of destroyed by the Speed Lifeguard. Does look like it's come in now. Yep, they've got the range resistance and the HP, so Speed Lifeguard is in. Does have the charge ability. The charge ability is not going to be quite as effective now that he doesn't have melee resist, but it's still going to be very good. They do have very high hand attack compared to skirmishers. So the charged ability would still be very effective here, and I would actually like to see a charged ability here. He did have a good mass of Carolines to charge there. He could have taken down these Culverin Royales or Springard, whatever you call it. But deciding to just kind of shoot with them, he's still got the superior mass. Wow, this is crazy. Are we going to see only on 64 bills for Revnak? No H5. Look at this macro, like just constantly spending units, and at this stage of the game to have that minimal amount of resources in your bank is just absolutely insane. So really incredible macro here from there. And there's the GG. Has he finally broken through? Hallelujah, someone did it, and it was a Swedish player. Hallelujah, someone broke the lamer. Someone did it. And we caught it. Let's go, boys. Let's go. Really, really well played to the Swedish player there. This strategy by Revnak, he's essentially been laming for the last 300-400 games. He's gained about 200 elo compared to second place just from this one strategy alone. So that puts things into perspective, how well the Swedish player had to outplay Revnak to win that game. We'll check a quick look at the post-game. Really nice. Yeah. Just look at the constant harassment. So almost apart from the start losing maybe one villager at the start of the game, he didn't lose any villagers, right? But then look at Revnak, just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, another 10 there, another 5 there, another 2 there, just constantly harassing, constantly, never giving him a moment's peace. He reached 99 villagers for a very brief few seconds, and then he could just never recuperate from there. So just constant pressure, just never letting up. Just absolutely beautiful play there by the unknown Swedish player. And I think with a name like that, there is only one song we can play. So yeah, GG, well played. I think it's badder. No way. I mean, Rebecca Black would be very apt for 351 Carolians compared to 95 skirmishers. That's how long it took. Wow. That's how many extra he had to make. Insane. And he made a lot of hussars and artillery on top of that as well. Wow, just absolutely insane. Look how many more resources he made. Holy crap. Look at that, all resources gathered. And the game was still really close. That's how hard. Not only did he have to out-micro like crazy, he had to out-gather by double. He had to gather double the resources of the Italy player just to edge the win. Guys, like, that is so insane. That is so insane. Don't get me wrong. Turtle players tend to be build order players, and you know they're very much timing oriented, and a lot of the resources come from the Age 4 cards that they tend to send. But when a game goes that long, a turtle player should not have any chance versus someone who can out eco to that degree. Absolutely insane.